Welcome back to the Jordan Whitrock Show. I know what you're saying. You're like, Jordan, why are you wearing a hat? You haven't worn a hat any episode. Well, that's because it's the Lenten season. And with that, you give up something or you work towards bettering your relationship with God. And for me, one thing that keeps me from having that perfect relationship is vanity. So this Lenten season, I'm trying to work on my vanity to get better. And one of those things and one of the ways that I'm doing that is by not worrying about how I look for the most part. So with that, I shaved my head for the Lenten season. We don't need that anymore. So you get to look at this thing for the next 3 months until it grows out. But you know what? I think I'm already seeing a difference. So thanks for sticking around and watching this episode.
You were like, yeah, I tried to get Luke to do this show, whatever. And Drake just under his breath's like, yeah, you can never get that guy to do anything.
Hey, Luke.
Yeah,
I'm like, thanks for picking up.
And they're looking at me like, oh my gosh, this guy's bad. Like, you can tell it's like,
They're like,
there's so much tension.
Are we really
going to
give this guy a fourth shot?
Yeah. Hey, it turns out I'm related to one of Jordan's friends who's at that wedding, and I'm going. I'm going.
I'm dating I'm dating the sister. No.
Yeah, an hour ago, I got in a relationship with one of Jordan's friends.
I tell you, swiping right to change your life. No.
Yeah. Dude, I had such a chopped haircut for that, too. Like, I remember I don't know where I got my haircut, but it was like it's like yours right now, but it was like a little bit longer on top.
Whoa,
it was so short. No, I'm not saying it's bad.
This week we have an awesome guest, someone that I met on stage. We've been in a lot of great shows together. Some people might say he has the voice of an angel. So without further ado, let's welcome to the show Luke Meister. Woo!
Hello.
Live audience is clapping. No. All right, Luke, what's up? How's it going?
It's going good. We haven't talked in a long time, so this will be fun.
I was gonna say, I was like, dude, well, because more normally we hang out in shows and stuff, but since I've graduated and you're focusing more on your major, makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, there's just been not a lot of times we run into each other. I think we were in intramural basketball my last semester. I
saw
think
you.
Was the
that was
last
the only time
I saw you when we got our butts handed to us by this team of 5 guys.
Yeah. It was just 5 guys?
Yeah, the guy was
subs.
guy was like 5'1" dunking.
What?
Yeah.
What the? I remember
Crazy.
watching that game. I didn't think you guys were doing that bad. I was like,
Well, that's because they took it easy on us.
yeah.
Well, what happened was they went hard, and then we locked in. Well, our best guy was like clutching up. He had like 20 points in the first half or whatever, and then he like destroyed his ankle, flipped it. So then they went downhill from there, and then the other team realized like, oh, if we don't like put him away, something crazy could happen, and we don't want to find ourselves. And that's when the shorter guys were dunking on us.
Oh my gosh. Did you get point ruled? Did they get up by 30?
No. They didn't point rule us, which was nice of them.
So that's the one win out of it, I guess.
Yeah, that was the one win. But how did the rest of your season go? Because I don't think
dude, my roommates I thought I was like decent at basketball. My roommates are super good. In intramural there's I don't know if you know this, there's a competitive league and there's a non-competitive.
Yeah, we were non-competitive.
Yeah, well, they just there's like 30 teams. There's so many people who play basketball and so many teams. And we were just, at the start, everybody just plays whatever. But depending on how good you are, they'll put you in the competitive one if you're super good. So we got put in the competitive one right away. Okay. And I'm like, before we started, I'm like decent at basketball. Like, I'll probably like play a lot and be good. Dude, I was terrible. But we made it to the game before the championship. So we were in like the final 4. So if we would have won, we would have gone to the championship. But we lost by like a couple points or something. Okay. But I'm not playing this semester though. I was like, I don't know.
Okay, I have to grab something. You keep talking about your season or whatever, but this is a full circle moment.
Full circle moment?
All right. So, did you win anything when you played? Or
no.
Did you get any awards? Okay, so my team was pretty goated. We got here. I need my camera. We got the Team Sportsmanship Award for the season. So we were best sportsmanship.
What?
And we got this little plaque. Don't mind it. The super glue broke already off the back, so it doesn't stand up. But we came away with an award, and honestly, that was like the biggest compliment I got because we knew we weren't going to win on the athletic and competitive stage. But when it came to teamwork and being nice to the refs, That's all our team focused on because we wanted that award.
I didn't even know there was an award for that.
But yeah, so I'll put this thing right next to me. You know,
Yeah, there's no chance.
it'll be like that. What do they call it? Sponsorship. The DWO
Nice.
rec. I don't even know if
Nice.
is it in frame, Alex?
Well, like in the 2-shot, yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect. That's what I want. Also, guys, we have Alex back
Hey, I'm back.
for another episode. We're never letting him go. No, he actually just stays in this room. He never leaves. No, yeah. Okay. So we got a lot of things to discuss because we got to catch up on like a year probably worth of stuff that's happened between both of us. Is there a place that you want to start,
Oh man, I have no idea.
or you just want to see where the wind blows?
See where the wind blows, I guess. I was gonna. Well, I don't know.
Okay. Let's talk about the beginning of this year.
Okay.
So early January, you went on a skiing trip, right?
Yeah.
How was that?
So we went. We normally go to Colorado. You have heard about that stuff.
Yep.
We went to California this year to Lake Tahoe, which was super fun. So we flew.
Okay, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I might be a dumbass, but like I swore Lake Tahoe was in Colorado.
Oh really? Yeah.
But now I know.
Dude, California is so big. It's like there's tons of places you're like,
Yeah.
that's there?
Yep.
Because it's like one part of the state is summer all the time, and the other part's like best skiing in the world, like snows 12 feet a year, you know? So it's kind of weird. But
Okay.
no, it was super fun. We
Are those
skied,
mountains
like,
bigger than Colorado or no?
they're like similar, I
Okay.
guess. But
Yeah,
it's super cool because obviously you're skiing. I don't know if you know Lake Tahoe. It's like a huge, gigantic, like it's 20 miles in diameter.
I just like
across.
I've seen like I know the Pat McAfee show.
Okay.
Like they go to Lake Tahoe, but I don't know if that's like a golfing championship or something like that.
Yeah.
So I've only seen it in the summer. I didn't know that it actually had like that much snow in the winter.
Oh yeah, this year. Okay, the one year my friend who suggested we should go there, he's gone to tons of different places and skied. He's like a super good skier. He actually lives in Colorado right now as a ski instructor. He can do like backflips on skis. He's like literally like an X Games skier.
Yeah.
And he was out there one year and it snowed like 12, like not 12 feet, some crazy amount, but like the whole year they got like 12 feet or something.
Yeah.
And he couldn't leave. Like you're up on the mountain. If it snows that much, you can't drive down. The roads are
so he was, like,
this. So
shining.
they had to just stay up there for a while until they plowed it or whatever. And they don't use salt out there and stuff either, which I think is smart. They just use sand and stuff so it doesn't rust vehicles. But whatever. So they couldn't get down the mountain for forever. And then finally they got down and they could leave and stuff. But it was like the complete opposite this year. There was barely any snow. So we
Really?
went out there and it was still fun, but it's like,
Like
I mean,
half the runs didn't go.
well, you skied a little bit, right?
Yeah, I've skied around Wisconsin,
And
so
like a
nothing
black
crazy.
diamond. So black diamond is the hardest run for people who don't know. A black diamond in Wisconsin is like a triple, or a black diamond in Wisconsin is like a blue run or a green run out west. All because you're on a giant mountain,
Well,
so
yeah,
it's
you have
hard.
to get down.
It's hard to make it easy.
Did your mountain or like where you skied? Do they have like you can get off here if you want to? Otherwise, we're gonna keep going up.
There's usually it's like before you get on a lift, it'll be like, this is an expert only lift. There's only black diamonds. Don't get on it. Like there'll be a big sign with a skull on it. Or you'll get on a lift and it'll be like, hey, this lift serves all types of skiers. So if you're not good, you'll be able to make it down.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I mean we're kind of like, and this sounds so stupid or whatever, but when we like ski out there and we go on lifts, we're kind of like have the pride like, oh, we can go anywhere, we can
Of
ski
course,
anywhere
why
on
not?
the mountain or whatever. So we have got 6 of us and we'll ski up to a lift and it'll be like experts only. We're not experts at skiing by any means. We're good, but we're not experts.
We just don't pizza anymore.
Nobody will say anything because nobody wants to be like, guys, let's not go on this like
one
death
wants-
run.
that would be me.
Let's not go
That
down this
would be
death
me.
shoot or
I would
whatever.
be against that.
You know, so then, oh shit, I almost knocked it over. Oh, can I not swear? Okay. No, but I'm like, I don't want to go on this death run. Why? But I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to be the guy that's like, guys, I don't want to go on this run.
Yeah.
So we end up going down it and it's, I mean, we ski down it, but it's mostly like sliding down on your side kind of. But then you get to say that you did the like, well, there's one, well, that's a whole nother story, but like some of the runs we go down are like ridiculous. It's like you do it once and you're like, I'm good. Unless I'm Sean White, I don't want to mess with that, you know?
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah, it's so difficult.
Yeah, because while you were doing that, I was doing KCACTF,
Yes.
which we already know on this.
Okay. I want to clear my name up really quick because I know everybody's always like, oh, Luke's a guy, can't get him to do anything, doesn't want to do stuff.
I was talking to my brother the other night. I was like, I'm like, one relationship I wish I could have like blossomed, for a better word or lack of a better word.
Yeah.
I was like, was with Luke, because I feel like we got a lot of stuff in common, and it just never happened or worked out or whatever. But I'm like, also I feel like he's the guy though where he's like, he'll say like, yeah, that could work or whatever. But if something better comes along, he'll be like, sorry, like, I can't come anymore. Or he'll message you last second and be like, I'm coming out, guys. And you're like, let's go.
Yeah. I'm just the most indecisive person ever. Like, it's been like that my whole life. No.
We have more stuff to talk about that.
I think it's funny because I watched the stream with Drake or whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, right at the very end, like, I like skipped around or whatever and was like, what's the vibe of this? Like, or whatever before I'm on it, you know?
Yeah.
And I like watched the end and you were like, yeah, I tried to get Luke to do this show, whatever. And Drake just under his breath's like, yeah, you can never get that guy to do anything.
That's so good.
I'm like, what? And Drake's like, and then you're like, yeah, and imagine if you would have, well, I don't know if you want to tell this story again or whatever, but you're like, imagine if he would have done it and then I pulled out at the end and he's like, he would have quit. Like, just he's so like matter of fact, like, yeah, that dude ain't doing that or whatever.
Okay. Before we jump stories, because I'm really good at jumping stories on this. We'll try to stay with the first one. So we had KCACTF, which was the thing that I went to compete in for fun for our region or whatever. But funny story was the person I partnered with didn't originally want. I was like their backup, but Luke. What? Okay, what? For those who didn't, I don't know if you could hear that, but I have a poster and it just decided to fall after like 6 months of hanging there. So that's crazy.
The heck?
All right, I think I bought a new frame. I'll probably need one. That thing's shattered.
That was awesome.
Okay. Yeah. No. Anyway. So were you her first choice?
Yeah. So
because you were supposed to go, and ironically, you said if I ever got
this is what I was going to say. Let me clear my name. Yeah. Okay. So I was like, if I ever get nominated again, I'll make time to do it because the ski trip.
No. You said if I ever get nominated again, I'm not going to miss that opportunity. Continue.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, I mean, you can believe whatever you want, what Jordan said or what I said, but the story goes, so the trip we were just talking about, the ski trip, it's always, so previous years, it's always, I'd go on the ski trip, it's a week long, I'd get back, and literally the day I get back, I'd have to like leave to go to Flint, Michigan, where it's normally at. Yeah. And it's just like so much, I've got so much going on, and plus I want to practice the week leading up to it and stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm a finance major, so it's like, I don't know if the theater stuff, is this like something I really, I don't know. It just wasn't like, it's not like something that I was like, I need to do it so much. It's awesome to be nominated. I'm so thankful that I got nominated. But then after I got nominated, I don't know if it was like one other time or two other times or whatever, and I didn't go. I was like, okay, if I get nominated again, I'm gonna go. But then once I got nominated, we had not chosen our dates for our ski trip, but we didn't know the dates of KCACTF either. Jane did not know the dates.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then we planned our ski trip, and it was a week later than it normally was. A week later. So I'm like, oh man, I hope that doesn't interfere with KCACTF. And then she came, and then later or early in, like a month before, 2 months before KCACTF, Jane told us the dates, literally smack dab in the middle of my trip. So I'm like, well, either it's the ski trip or doing that. And I was like, I'm going on the ski trip, baby. I'm going on the ski trip, baby. Which, I mean...
Well, yeah. So you probably were her first choice. And because you were already supposed to go because you got the award. But then she went to another person, and he was like, nah, no, I can't do it. So then I was the last resort. And then we know how that went. I mean, the performance...
I don't know how that went.
The performance... Okay. So... I decided just to audition also for the MTIs, the musical theater intensive.
Okay.
And I also was her partner. I thought I did really good with my part for the acting audition. Like I don't think I would be like the reason we didn't move on, kind of thing, for her.
Okay.
But the MTI was a nightmare. I got the first slot that they do, so I was singing at 9 a.m. and then I had a
rough.
problem with tempo. I couldn't figure out the tempo, and I've never done a musical audition, so like I didn't know like when you walk up to the pianist and be like, hey, like, can you read this? And it's like I don't know if they're gonna be like, yeah, I got you, or if they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll try, and then they mess it up, and. So that was a good learning experience. But anyway, that was the worst audition of my entire life. Like, bar none. Like, so bad. So embarrassing. I was laughing. The guy that was judging was laughing.
You were laughing because it was so rough?
It was so bad.
Well, you prepared before, right?
Yeah, but it was just so bad. It was not what I prepared.
Dude,
But
I have a story that goes the exact same way. And tell me, okay, did I tell you about when I auditioned for Grease? I had to have told you about that.
You probably
How
did.
bad that
I don't
was?
remember. Yeah, sure.
So this has got to be like similar to what happened to you. But so like when I first came to UW, I'm a transfer student or whatever. I'm like, I just want to be involved with
In something.
theater. I don't care
okay.
if I'm
Okay.
I don't care if I'm.
So we turned you off of theater. No.
No. Like I just want to be involved like in theater in some aspect. Like I don't care if I'm a side character or whatever.
Yeah.
This, and I was like super nervous going in an audition, and I knew for a musical I had to have the monologue and the like excerpt of a song I have to sing, like 25 measures or something.
Yep.
It's like 30 seconds of a song. So I was like leading up.
Sorry.
What the heck happened? No, but your face was so funny.
I don't think Alex had. Did you have my camera on?
No.
Yeah, you. No one saw it except for Luke, which is why he's
He was like, boom.
I hit my mic and it like hit me in the face. And my face was crazy. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Okay.
We're professional here. All right.
Trying to, yeah. So,
Can't get my face out of his head.
I can't.
Living rent free, baby.
Rent free, baby. No, okay. Serious time.
All right.
So,
It all went south when I put my leg up.
dude. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna do the audition.
Yep,
I
you had
had
the excerpt.
the excerpts. Like I got an excerpt offline, and how I found it was I just looked up like. So I wanted to sing a song from Newsies. I don't even remember what the song is. It's like, I ain't getting any younger, but it's gonna start brand new. Do you know that song?
No.
Okay, whatever. But it was that.
I'm a
It was
yes
that.
and kind of guy.
It was what's that? No, but it was. It was
Sorry, I'm just really
that
immature.
song from Newsies, and I had the excerpt picked out, and I just like downloaded some random stuff offline for the sheet music that I was gonna give the pianist.
I already know how this is going. Continue.
Yes, but on the website I downloaded from, it had like a thing where you could play that how it sounded.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I know how it sounds, and I practiced with it and stuff.
Yeah.
But I downloaded the sheet music, walked in to do my audition. They're like, all right, so you start with the song. So I hand the piano guy the music.
You know what? I did this online, so I didn't even know that. I never did the audition or whatever. That I was online, so I just did my acapella. So that's why I was like, "Wait, you handed?" Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's when you were like laughing with the guy who was online.
Well, no, this was different. I'm saying like when
okay.
I did the Grease audition as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
in a show for community
You
theater.
posted your audition online, I remember, and I watched it.
Did I? No,
Grease
that's a different audition.
Okay. I
Yeah.
thought it was for Grease, but maybe not.
No, I haven't
don't know.
posted that thing. That thing ain't leaving the vault. Continue.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, but so I hand him the sheet music, and I'm like, yeah, start here, because this is the excerpt I want to sing. So he starts playing it, and I'm like, bro, this ain't.
We're good.
I have no idea what's going on. This is not what I remember.
Yeah.
And I tried to sing it, and it was completely like not even close. Like not even close. It sounded like I'm the worst singer ever. Like I was not in tune because the key was off. Yeah. It's like somebody just playing music and you're like trying to sing along to it. It just doesn't make any sense. I did that like 3 times in a row. Had to stop all 3 times, and I finally just am like, can I just sing it a cappella or whatever?
Yeah, W.
And they're looking at me like, oh my gosh, this guy's bad. Like you can tell it's like
They're
there's
like,
so much tension.
Are we
in the
really
room,
gonna
like,
give this guy a 4th
yeah,
shot?
yeah. So then finally I sang it a cappella, and it was fine then, but I was already so
like
nervous.
red-faced.
Like I was
They're like,
so
yeah.
shook after that point. So I sang it a cappella, and it was like, whatever. It was okay. And then And then she's like, well, do you have a monologue? No, I don't have a monologue. Like, I've never, this is like.
Wait, I thought you said you had a monologue.
No.
Oh, so you just brought the excerpt for this song?
Just the excerpt. Well, I've never done like theater. I did like one show in high school.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know the agenda really.
Yeah.
So, and then she handed me like something to read and
Okay.
that was not great.
then-
I just kind of stood there and read
And
it.
then you became...
And then I walked out and I was like, that was literally like, there's no chance I get cast. Because I'm thinking too, it's a bigger college. There's probably like a lot of people that audition.
There actually was a lot of people that auditioned for that show. That might have been the only show that we had like triple the amount of people auditioned for like the actual show.
How many people do you think auditioned? Like,
I would say
60?
triple. I would say triple because it was Greece, you know.
I was under the impression like, because it's just a big college, like a couple hundred people might audition for some random reason. So I remember I called my mom and like, there's no chance I'm getting cast in this. This is horrible or whatever. And then I got cast in it.
Yeah.
So who knows?
And then he became the teenage angel. So, and
So that was
the rest
wild.
was history. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, mine was. She just played it so fast. I must have like. I don't know.
So it was
I'm not
right
gonna
for
get into
you
it.
is the thing. They played the right thing. It was just like,
My thing was like I had tempo changes that I did personally for the song. I've never sung it. I've always sang it a cappella. I've never had it an accompanist for this song during my audition, so I've never had to worry about that, you know. And so when I gave it to her, it was "Luck Be a Lady," and it was just like "Luck be a lady tonight, luck be a lady tonight, luck if you've ever been a lady to begin." Like that's the speed we sang it, and I'm like, bro, my thing is like I just was rapping, I wasn't singing. It's like
that's funny.
But anyway, so that was my experience with my audition or whatever. But anyway, so I feel like it's your fault that I had that bad experience. No, I'm just kidding.
You didn't have to do it either.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Like talking to my brother, I didn't go to Seek because Seek is the Catholic conference. I didn't go to that for the college students and young adults because I was going to KC. And then there was other stuff that happened there, but I was like, what? I'm like, why? Why did I choose
Stuff
this?
to not talk about during the podcast?
Yeah, I was like, why did I choose this over that? You know, but you live, you learn, and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, okay, so let's talk. I'm gonna be honest. Do we even talk a lot during Greece? Oh, I guess
I don't know, a little bit, I guess.
Because you also were the nerd in Greece.
Which, well, honestly, I didn't know like any of the characters in Greece. When I got cast as like, I was like, oh, Teen Angel, like, and I looked it up. I was like, okay, he sings that song, like that's cool.
Yeah.
And then they were like, yeah, and then Eugene. I'm like, who the hell is Eugene? Gosh dang it! I'm like, who's Eugene or whatever? And I like looked up a photo online. I'm like, bro, I gotta play that guy. Like seriously. But funny. It was still it was fun because it was like something completely different or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was a good way to like break the ice, like playing this like wildly different character than everybody else. That's like this nerd that you gotta like.
Yeah.
Very like physical aspect to it because he's so different. But that was like a good way to break the ice, I guess, and meet people and not feel weird, I guess.
That was an interesting show. There was a lot of things that happened in that show, which we're obviously not going to get into. But so that's where we meet, and that's when we start playing Rise of Kingdoms. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, was that?
I think that
had to be a show.
That was Peter and the Starcatcher.
Yeah.
So then because I came back from the first KCACTF that I went to, I got back into Rise of Kingdoms, and then I came back and I was like, guys, we got to get into this. Yeah. Still ranked number 4 in the kingdom that it was in.
Really?
Yeah. Our lines
you don't play anymore?
No, I don't play it. Actually, I tried to play this beginning of this year, but
how would you stroll people?
Actually, it was pretty good, but then we just got cooked. We just got placed by we got placed by the goated. There's always that one alliance in the kingdom, and we just happened to be next to them, so they were like, move or we kill you. But they were Russians, so they woke up at a different time zone than us.
Oh,
so
okay.
We had one guy from Bulgaria. He's like, bro, we're getting killed out here. But all of us Americans are sleeping.
That's funny.
But then I was like, all right, we'll come back to it next year and see what happens. But yeah. Okay, so then we had the Genius of Humanity, which you weren't in.
No.
But then... Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I just remembered something we got to talk about too. So then we do Peter and the Starcatcher, and you get the lead for that show. You're Peter Pan in that show or whatever. But on top of that, didn't you also join a cappella?
Yeah, we're gonna go down that road right now.
Yeah. Well, we're going timeline. Okay. So Peter was an interesting. I think I just had it. There's people in the cast that I was just like, I can't anymore. Like I
Yeah.
just my social butterfly is dead
Definitely.
inside. But luckily my character was just partnered with Drake, who was on the show earlier,
Mm-hmm. and
and we just hung out a lot. So I didn't get to hang out with you a ton during that show, but that was your show that you
Out of
lead
all the
for.
shows we've done, watching you and Drake as Stash and Smee was like
Yeah.
my favorite. That was super awesome. You guys are
That was
super good.
fun.
But
And then the last scene every time, bro. Okay, so there's this last scene. It's like the height of the show.
Oh, yeah,
and it's
okay.
me like telling Peter like hey, I'm Captain Hooker. Black Stash is well, that's what my character is, and I'm like, hey, like, you know what? You're gonna like I've been looking for meaning for my whole life, like my character, and I've just never found it. But you are my meaning. Like you are gonna be the hero. I'm gonna be the villain, and we're gonna have these amazing battles through history. Like that's what my character is trying to talk him into. But for some reason, every night I would just like botch the last like I would like skip I would skip a line, and it would like throw off the whole flow of the whole scene. I don't know what happened. Like we would literally practice it before the show. That whole scene be perfect. Get on stage, I'd miss something. I'm like walking off my stage like this. And so I'd always walk into your dressing room like, Luke, do you want to run it upstairs quick?
yeah, I remember the one time like before the show when we were running it, and the one I remember it was like the tech guy. He's like, practice it in your practice room or the like makeup room
he
or
was
whatever. Like, don't be
get
out
your ass
here.
off
Yeah,
stage.
get
I'm
off
like,
stage.
"All right, I'm sorry, bro.
No, it was so funny though because you'd always do it, and you're kind of like turned away from the audience when you'd say it because I was like staying back, so you'd be like, and then you'd say your line, and you'd kind of be like. And you realize you messed up, and I could see like this smirk or whatever. And then I don't remember how, like it was funny because it seemed like I would kind of I would like kind of save it a little bit or like fix it.
Yeah.
And then,
well, it would be that I would say a line that, or the way I would end the line wouldn't be how you would start your line.
Yeah.
So I would like almost throw you under the bus of being like, hey, brother, I'm sorry. I just gave you like literally shit. Figure out. And so
we
it's
have
like
to ad-lib it a little
so
bit.
you would have to like get us back on track to get back to the words of the script. But yeah.
And the best part was that, so I don't know how many 4 performances maybe?
Something like that,
3 of them, like you like messed up the beginning.
Something,
and I was always like, oh, I'm chilling. Like I can do this or whatever. Like we're just practicing for Jordan. And then the last night I botched it.
But it was,
Yeah.
But when I walked off stage, I was like, we messed up. I messed up. I was like, or I think maybe we had like one good run. It was like the third show. The first 2 I messed up. And I was like, dang it. I thought we were going to get another good run. Like, and I'm like, I was sitting next to Drake because then we come on together. And I'm like, I messed up. But like, I don't know where I messed up. Like, I swear I said it all. You know, and then we get to the end of the show, we do our bows, we do the last scene, and we come off stage, and you come up to me.
Yeah. And it was so funny, too, because my line was, like, something super short. It's like, I don't know, just for example, it was like, really? Like, that's my line. And, like, I go, really? Which was too early, and then you say your line, and I'm just like, really? Again? Like, twice in a row the exact same way? And I'm like, oh, my gosh, hopefully
But you walk off,
that.
and you're like, oh, that was me. And I was like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I've been, like, trying to sit backstage, figure out where I went wrong, and I was like, okay. That made me feel better. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That one wasn't me, but then we did the one act play, which I think might be my most favorite acting on stage without music. Because like Peter had music, Grease had music, but I think that like my dad still talks about it today. He's like, oh, that show was so good, and he's like, it was only an hour, so it's like you never got bored. Because by the time you'd be like, oh, it's intermission, it's like it was over. It was so good.
Yeah, I really like that show too. And well, my friends from back home, the guys I go skiing with, they would come and watch like every show that I was in, and they're like, yeah, that one was our favorite and stuff. And they're not really like theater people, because some certain shows, it's like you kind of have to be you have to have some level of like you appreciate
Goal or
theater to like it. It's kind of like Shakespeare though. It's like what'd you say?
No, I was just like thinking about the Curious Incident of Lost. Did you go to that one?
Oh yeah, I went to that one.
Yeah, I went from my music friends or whatever. And it's like a deep show.
Yeah.
But there's like one scene where the dad just like beats the crap out of the kid. And it's like it's tough because you know the actor, like you know the person who's portraying that character. And like seeing that actor do it, you're like it's hard not to laugh. Not at the situation, but like the way that hole is acted out, you're like, that's
Isn't that weird? Like a weird dynamic how that is. It's like you could be the best actor in the world, but since I know you personally,
exactly.
it's like weird to watch. Like if you were in like the next Star Wars movie, like some huge movie
Actually,
or something,
wait, no,
and you were
wrong.
like regarded as a super good actor, I would just watch it and it'd be like you're a good actor, but it'd feel weird because I know you like on a personal level, so I know that's like not necessarily you at the same time. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, well, that's like the same thing with like, like if you know, like, so like there'll be like people that I'm like, or like I always come back to my trumpet professor because like one of the moments that was like crazy for me is I had my lesson with him and some guy came up to him, like during our lesson, like knocked on the door and he opened it and the guy's like, oh hi, and he's like, sorry, like the dynamic was like he was amazing to this other guy, but he was like, sorry, I'm doing a lesson, like I'll talk to you later, thank you, and like shut the door on his face kind of thing. And I was like, bro, that's boss, like to be like, hey, I've already committed my time to this, like you come back to me when I have more time kind of thing. But it was like, to me, I see him as like my trumpet professor, like the most chill dude ever, but it's like in the real world he's probably like some like assassin, like he's like the perfect trumpet player, like everyone looks up to him and like awe, and it's like obviously I look up to him, but I'm like, nah, bro, it's my chill trumpet professor, like, you know.
But that makes sense.
Dude, I was trying to think, we when we played basketball that one time, I laser beamed that thing in your face.
Oh yeah, knocked my contact out of my eye. I've never been hit so hard that my contact flew out of my eyeball. I don't even remember what. I was like running down the middle and all of a sudden.
It was because you thought I was trying to pass you in the lane, but I was trying to like whip it across court to the guy on the 3 line,
and
you just came across the lane, popped you in the head.
Yeah, that like jarred me. I remember it hit me. It felt like I got hit in the face. I was like, hold on a second. Equilibrium's got to come back. You know,
we stand there. I think that was like we had a show the next day, so you were gonna have like a massive.
Yeah, I didn't have anything. They'll think it hit me so square. It wasn't like temple or eye or nose or something. But I remember I picked my contact off the dirty, nasty gym floor, and then like one of the people who was playing with us like brought some solution or whatever and fixed it, and it was fine. But it was funny.
Yeah, that was.
But
that's crazy.
Yeah,
dude. We've been talking that we've been trying to play Rocket League together.
Oh yeah,
we just never made that happen. We got to make that happen.
Yeah, dude. I was in your stream for 15 seconds the other day.
Yeah,
and
he saw my bald ass. He's like, yeah, fuck that. I'm watching this guy.
I was like, hey Jordan, we got to play Rocket League. Exit out. just got to remind him. No, but do you play ranked?
Yeah, but I'm not like high.
What's your rank? I'm not good either.
Well, you're gonna say I'm not good. I'm like Diamond 2. But I am the highest I've ever gotten was
I'm actually champ 1.
Is gold is gold 1 the highest?
What do you mean?
Like
no, it goes gold 1, 2, 3, diamond 1, 2, 3.
So gold 3, like division 1. No, division 4 because it's 4 to 1 for divisions.
Yep.
It's the highest I've ever been. But I'd say I'm consistently a gold 1 or 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, who cares? We got to play. Who do you play with? Do you play with somebody normally, or is it kind of just like
usually when I play video games, I do play with people because I'm not someone that can like has the desire to like do video games by myself for long periods of time.
I don't know how you keep playing Fall Guys. First of all, like,
see, the reason why I can do Fall Guys is because my whole chat like loves Fall Guys, so I'm never playing by myself because at least like 10 other people are playing with me. Whereas like if I play like a Smite or something like that, it's like I gotta play with someone because otherwise to me it's a waste of time. Because if I lose, especially, it's like, well, what did I accomplish here? Yeah. I'm just a loser.
Do you still play Smite? I never see you on Smite.
We play it once in a while. What's tough is like as people get busy and whatnot, you know, it's harder to nail down. Like when everyone had a school schedule, it was easy to be like, after rehearsal, 10 p.m., get on. We're gonna play for an hour and a half and go to bed or whatever. But now it's like, oh, like this person has this type of job or this person like is still in school, or you know. So it's like trying to find a time that works for everyone where they don't have commitments or whatever. It's just a little more challenging, but it makes it 10 times better when you are able to get on with everyone because it's like, oh, live it up because it might be another month till you get everyone back on, you know. But yeah,
no, that's kind of like how I feel too. I used to be able to sit down and like play video games by myself. I can't do it anymore. It's like I have to be on with friends, kind of.
Do you play 2K?
No, my roommate's a huge 2K guy, but
Okay.
I don't play 2K basketball. You're talking about? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you play it? You want to get into it?
Well, no. Well, I mean, financially, no. But like,
Yeah,
if I could
yeah.
play the game for free, like, yeah, I would totally be down to play it. No, but I have a friend who's like really big into it. But his thing is like, he's got a friend that has like Game Pass or whatever. So he buys all the games and then he just uses his Game Pass to get them on his account.
Okay.
So he never pays for any games. So he's always like, dude, you should get this game. You should get this game. I'm like, bro, if I got every game you got, I'd be blowing like $300 on video games.
Yeah.
And I'm not that big of a gamer. So it's like, it's tough for me to be like, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
We got to play Dead by Daylight sometime.
Yeah.
though.
That was super fun. That was my favorite one we'd all play
Yeah.
together. Yeah,
My
that game's
thing
fun.
was Connor. I love Connor. Connor, if you're watching this, I love you. But bro got so toxic all the time on Dead by Daylight because I'm ass at the game. Like, I'm not gonna say it was for no.
Yeah.
Like, it was warranted 100%. But I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to survive here. The game
Yeah.
to me feels real. The guy is trying to kill me. I can't get behind. I can't get beyond the fact that it's just another dude in a gaming chair playing against me. I'm
Yeah.
like,
well,
it
he'd get
is-
mad at you for your like performance in the game.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
when you
he'd
make
be like,
bad plays?
yeah, when I made bad plays or like would mess up on a skill check, you know, or something like that. He'd be like, "Come on," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm sorry, I'm trying." But that it did. And then Jenna.
Oh
Did you
yeah.
ever play with Jenna
No.
on that game?
What was it? She always said she played that game a lot.
Yeah,
Dead
yeah.
by Daylight, but I don't think we ever played.
She takes that game serious. It's kind of funny though. But we gotta. But
Is she
I was-
good?
I was trying to get her. Yeah, she's pretty good. I was trying to get her to start streaming again because I'm like, dude, like, if you like, obviously you're busy, but I'm like, if you like, you had time, like, we could, if we like, when you stream with more people, that's how you grow faster. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, like our audiences combined or whatever would totally be like perfect or like, you know, like that's how you would grow. But she's at the point where she's like has it set up but just doesn't want to go live or just doesn't feel like she has enough time. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna push you.
Yeah. I didn't even know she streamed.
Yeah, well, she streamed a while ago, and then like 2 years ago, I think I got her to stream like once. And then she just didn't stream again or whatever. Didn't have the time to stream or felt like she had the time. But okay, wait, we almost skipped about this. So acapella, how was your experience there? Because we have very different. Well, for the most part, we have very different experiences with the acapella. Like,
Yeah.
in the sense of I was in it the first year it was created, which was like baller in the sense of like we had a teacher like actually teaching us the music, like all that kind of stuff. And then the next semester, like we had that year. Then the next semester was my last semester, and I could just tell it wasn't what it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I don't have time for this, so I dropped out. But that's when you got into
Yeah.
it. And
Which, okay, so, well, you told me about it, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this sounds fun. And you kind of said, like, well, I don't do it anymore because blah, blah, blah. But you didn't, like, stress
I
the
didn't-
reason why or whatever.
yeah, I think I just
So
said I was too busy.
I was just like, oh, well, he said before it was, like, super fun, and other people are trying
Yeah.
to, like, get people to do it, so I'll do
Yep.
it. But you hadn't told me, like, kind of your gripes with it or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
or something. But I did it, and it was fine. It wasn't, like...
I just remember you be like,
It was
dude, why?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I kind of
kill
just
myself."
regretted... I don't know.
every life choice.
It
man.
just, yeah, I don't, it's like, how do I talk about it without, like, being
Yeah,
a loser?
yeah.
I don't know. Like, it was fine.
Bro, I
just
joined the
didn't love
Glee
it.
Club. That shit sucked. No, like that is definitely like it's all about culture. Everything you're a part of, it's about
Yeah.
culture. If you have a good culture in like whatever you're working in, like any space or anything like that, like it's gonna either succeed or if it doesn't succeed, but like people are still gonna love the products or whatever you're doing. And I felt like that just the culture just went away, but I think that's also due to like not leadership, but just like the loss of the teacher that was
Yeah.
teaching everyone, and like there was a lot of like things that we looked forward to the next year that we just couldn't do as a student-led organization.
Well, student-run stuff is just difficult in general because it's such a, like, collective.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got to say, and then people are like, well, do I respect this person who's my equal to lead us and stuff like that? You know what I mean?
That's
I
where
mean, you know
Luke
what I'm talking
struggled the most,
But
no.
not like me personally, but it's just like you can
Yeah, no.
feel it or whatever. And then it's just like I relate it to like taking online classes or something. When you're in person and the teacher's there, there's
Yeah.
a incentive to listen, pay attention, and
Yeah.
be respectful, not be on your phone, not doing whatever. But when you're online, it's like, dude, I can do whatever I want. I can scroll through TikTok like as loud as I want. I can do whatever. I don't have to pay attention.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that where if you don't
Until
have
they're like,
you don't
"Can
have a
you turn your
teacher
mic
who's
off?"
like yeah, you don't have a teacher there who's like you respect them and they're older than you and you whatever. And instead of just having like a normal student there, it's a lot tougher for everybody to engage
And
like,
it's just like,
yeah.
like it kind of goes with the respect, but just like there's no one holding the people accountable for whatever. But being online, turning mics off takes me back to COVID, and me and a buddy of mine during like jazz band, it's like, well, okay, yeah, we can try to play our instruments online, but like let's be real, Zoom's got like a 2-second delay, so like nothing's gonna be in sync.
You were trying to like play in
and
time.
actually, yeah, like our teacher did do that, and actually it kind of worked sometimes. Like, like you could like, I don't know, however that happened, but there was one jazz class, and so what I did was I had like a little TV, and I put that next to like my laptop, and I plugged my Xbox into it, and that was when I was really into Battlefront 2, and Buddy and I would play every night because like what else are you gonna do during COVID, and so we were playing like as my teacher is like starting class or whatever, like we're finishing up our game or whatever, and he forgot to mute his mic.
Oh my gosh.
So we're playing. So we're playing, and he's like, I don't know what he said, but he said something along the lines of like, Jordan, come on, like, watch out, like, and all of a sudden the teacher's like, hey, like, this is his name or whatever, like, hey, like, is everything good? Like, what's going on?
Just, Jordan, shoot him.
Yeah,
shoot him, man. Shoot him.
Something like that. And then he's like, oh, yeah, everything's good. And then mutes his mic. And I have mine muted. But I'm dying laughing because I know what he's doing. No one else in the class knows what he's doing. It was so funny. And then I was like, well, damn, he kind of like, she obviously knows that whatever he was doing, I probably was in on it, because he said my name. But I was like, but that was so funny. Like those online classes, like we had 0-hour band, which for us meant we had, instead of the normal day starting at like 7:50, we started at 7 a.m. So we'd still have to get up at 7 a.m. Go down to the basement because everyone's stuck in the house, and my brother and I would have to like play our trumpet and trombone together or whatever. But no, when I look back, I'm like, I wish I was like, I don't wish I was the age I am now. I liked being like, I think that was not a cool experience, but just like that was different. But I'm like, oh, I wish I like would have started a pod. Like I did start a podcast, but it wasn't good because I didn't know how to do anything. But it's like
you had
now,
a podcast a long time ago?
Yeah, I've had like 3 before this one.
Really?
Yeah, but they've all fallen away for the exact same reason. So it was just like the other person. I've always started it with someone else, so it was always like a 50-50. And that person would just be like, "Hey, I don't think I want to do this anymore." And I'm like, "Well,
really? Wow."
I'm like, "Well, we were in this together."
Wait, 2 other times or 3 other times?
3 other times.
And every single time you had another person with you, and they all did the same thing.
Which is why the show is now called The Jordan Whitrock Show, because I'm like, this one, the only can end if like I don't have time or I feel like, hey, I want to do something different. Which honestly, I really love doing this. So I'm like, no, this is what I want to do. Just doing it with the other people was the problem, kind of.
Well,
thing.
I was gonna ask you what made you want to do podcasting, but it sounds like, I mean, you've wanted to do it for a long time.
So okay, yeah, funny story. I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast before, but we can talk about it. So my first podcast I ever started was called The Sponge.
Okay.
And it was just like,
how old were you?
Would have been, must have been, it had to be, I think it was senior year of high school, so that's when COVID happened in March. We started this in like November, December of whatever year that was. 2019 we started it. And then, and that kind of ended because of COVID. But we, instead of like, we did it in person and we never had video because I didn't know how to get that. All I knew was audio. We shared one microphone that I had, my Blue Yeti, which like just ironically like a week or 2 ago it broke. So now I'm using the mic that Alex is using for live streaming. But it's like I know how to do that now, which before I had no idea. But we did that, and like he had to like talk about craziness. We didn't know how to run it off a laptop. Didn't know we could. So I didn't have a PC. So I had him bring his entire PC setup over to my house so that we could like use his drives to record the audio. And then slowly it like went from him doing all that work to being like, oh, we could just do it on my laptop. Like, let's just do it on my laptop. And then I started doing all the editing stuff. And then you could tell he was like, oh, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. Just like it was fun to do it at the time. And then COVID happened. So then we did like 2 episodes on Zoom, and it was like, I think
how many episodes did you have before that? Were you?
I think we had like 7, but they were more like 20-minute episode, like really short kind of thing. And then the next one I did it with that buddy that I was playing Battlefront 2 with, and that one's called Overdrive, and that one was really good. We went into it 50-50, but I did all the work, which was totally fine. But he just lost interest, and I was like, fair enough. So then that stopped. And then I did one with people from Oshkosh.
Okay.
And then that one, I think I just felt like I think they enjoyed it, but like not like didn't want to take it serious, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like, so I just felt like I was doing all the work, and I felt like I was like forcing them to do like episodes and like trying to schedule stuff, and I just like felt bad because they were friends of mine. So I was just like, I felt like I was making like a business relationship, but it wasn't a healthy relationship. Like I felt like I was starting to get like not angry, but just like, oh come on, like I have to do all this work, and it's like I have to ask you to do that. You know, it's like, so it was like, oh, that's not healthy. So I kind of was like, hey, like I feel like our drive's not in it anymore.
Yeah.
Let's just shut this down. And so then now it's been like 2 years, and then I graduated, and I was like, okay, I've always wanted to do a podcast. I've been thinking about this for the last like 2 years since then. And I was like, okay, I've learned my lesson. Don't start it with someone else. You have to start it on your own. You can always do 2 podcasts, right?
Yeah.
That's not foreign, but it's like, I need to do one at least like just this, so that there's no conflict. There's no one holding me back and whatnot, which has been a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, definitely. Like once I graduate, I don't necessarily want to start like a podcast or something, but I have, not to like shout myself out, but like a long time ago. It's not like active or anything, but I still have it, but I haven't uploaded in like 7 years. Like a fishing YouTube channel that I used to like make fishing videos. It was
Are
kind
you
of
going to be in the area?
Like when
you
I graduate,
graduate?
I'll probably be back like Wisconsin Dells. So.
But that's not far away.
Yeah, that's not far away.
Well,
I mean,
I might be far
it's
away.
it's like an hour and 40 minutes away. But I used to make fishing YouTube videos, and it was the year before my freshman year of high school. So I was like really young doing it, and I like loved it, and I did it. And honestly, for like an 8th grader, when I look back, I'm like, dang, that's not. It wasn't too bad.
Cooking,
and not that. I mean, fishing. I don't know how much there is in that in terms of like how many people you can get to follow or how much traction you can gain doing that stuff. But I just kind of like it because I look back on it now and I'm like, wow, that was awesome. Like that trip. I have like videos of our trips and stuff, and it was fun, but just something like that, or like making music or something. Just like I need something to do now that I'm out. Like instead of just working, I want to do something.
You know what's funny? Creative. You talk about fishing. It reminds me of when we went up north to my parents' old property, and all of us were like getting ready to jump into the water, and you just come down with like your backpack and a fishing rod. Yeah. And you just like, you just walk up, you go to the edge of the dock, you just go like this. I'm not kidding. 5 seconds later, whoop, brings it in. I'm like, what? And I mean, like we had like our in front of our dock was the best fishing spot in the lake, which was kind of annoying because you get like boats that come like right up to shore kind of thing. But I was like, the fact that you were like, I love fishing, and you cast it 5 seconds later, you hooked in like a massive bass or something. I'm like, bro, all I can catch is perch off this thing.
Yeah, that's kind of like, well, my dad, he's like a huge hunter and fisherman, so growing up, that's like what I did was hunt and fish and stuff. And we have a pond at our house too, which it's like nobody has a pond at their house, so you like learn how to fish pretty quick. And I've had it since I was like 4. Yeah. So yeah, it's super
I was gonna
fun,
say because we got to go like this summer. I don't know. Do you have any plans this summer in the sense of like internships or?
I'm looking at internships right now. I'm 90% sure I'm gonna do this one that's in Middleton. So it's basically Madison.
Is that the one you were looking at possibly last year?
50 minutes away. It's different. It's similar to that one, but it's different because, well, the one last year that I was looking at just it wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do. So this one's a little different, similar. Cause it's like a financial advising type thing or whatever. But it'll be in Middleton.
Well, I would say we should do fishing. We should do a fishing. It doesn't even have to be a fishing trip, but just like a fishing day.
Fishing podcast. You've ever seen that, dude? Have you seen those? No. So you go like sit out on your dock. Let's say at your place. We have microphones. That'd probably be so hard to set up though. No. And people like fish off.
I've designed all this stuff to be able to do that.
Yeah. Really? Yeah. I thought that was a joke at first. No, but like there's people that I've watched before.
Alex is going to sit on the dock just snapping himself from mosquitoes and shit. He's like, hey, can we wrap this thing up?
Oh, yeah, I forgot the mosquitoes were kind of wild out there. No. But we could sit out there and like fish off your dock and then like every once in a while maybe catch a fish or something. It'd just be fun. It's just like a cool setting. I don't know if that's what you were getting at. Probably not, but something like that would be cool.
I mean, you know, I'm probably going to be in a different state this coming fall.
Oh yeah,
So
that's right.
but it'd be fun is if like we did a time capsule, like this moment in time, we did the fishing podcast for like 2 months. There's only like 8 episodes, kind of thing, of us fishing. I think
That'd be awesome.
Would be so fun, and it's like we would know going into it, like, hey, we're doing this 8 times, and then we're done when like August comes around or whatever that would be, And then it's like we can decide, because I'll be back in the summer. We can decide to like literally just be like, we haven't uploaded in the last like year, and then you just randomly upload another. Like that would be fun. I would totally.
That'd be super
do
fun.
that.
It could be like a season of Jordan and Luke fishing or something.
It's like
That'd be
every
awesome.
year.
Dude, I know tons of fishing spots, so I don't know like
Okay.
around here. I'm
Yeah.
sure I could find it. I literally find like half my places on Google Maps
Okay.
just by looking. Or there's apps like, I don't know if, well, you definitely don't know, but like
Would we
Fishbrain.
have to get? I don't know how that would work, and this would be like, obviously this is just an idea we're talking about right now. But would you have to get permission to like record and fish off certain areas that are public?
No. You go to any public lake around here, I've got plenty of videos that I uploaded and I didn't care. I mean, I think if it's a public lake, it's like you can record. It's just like, I mean, if you go to a public park, can you record anything? Probably.
Probably.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought you were supposed to know this stuff, Jordan.
Well, I don't find myself recording in public parks.
Yeah, I guess.
Alex, hit us with that fact. Do we have
yeah.
to get? Do we have to get like permission to film? Otherwise, I was thinking like, I know you said you had a boat, but we have like this little tiny boat. We call it the Titanic because it's just funny.
Okay.
But it's got like a 5-horse on it, and
Is that motor that we hauled up in the back of my truck?
Yep.
That's the same motor.
Yep.
Nice. That's awesome.
But we could take that thing. We got a trailer for it because we no longer have the property, but we have the trailer for it that we could totally just like, I don't know how we would get mics and stuff situated. You know what we could do? As I'm looking at potentially going to school, I'd need to save money. But I was like, it would be fun if we just got like little lanyard mics.
Yeah.
And then that would just hook up to the.
Yeah, I've got gear too from what I used to do. I've got like the chest mounts for the GoPros.
the
I've got
GoPro,
like
yeah.
a couple GoPros. They're not. I mean, I don't
otherwise-
know what that GoPro. Oh, that's a 10. Mine was like a 5 because it was so long ago. But it's still. I've got stuff. If
Or
you
even
wanna
if we
use
don't do that, it would just be fun to do like a fishing trip.
Yeah.
Just like to record the trip of the fishing kind of thing. I think that would be fun.
100%. We've got places too. We could go like, I don't know if you'd be down to that, like a cabin on the lake. We
Yeah.
could go stay at and go fishing, and it'd just be like, it could be like fishing and then like camping at night or like cooking up the fish or something like
No,
that.
that would be so like we title it "Living Off the Land."
Yeah, there we go. Living
we
off the land.
go, but we go to like we go to Alaska. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to Alaska, and we're gonna be the plane's gonna fly in on the ground, drop us off, take off, and we're alone in the wilderness.
At the place with the most grizzly bears.
Yeah, we get a bunch of
So
Kodiak
good
bears.
good
we get,
content.
Yeah, we get Kodiak bear. Like as soon as the plane takes off, we just see over the ridge a Kodiak just like coming over. We're like, run! No. Don't they say no? Grizzly run. Black bear, you stand up to the black bear, but grizzly, you run.
Yeah, lay down for the black bear, and then if it's a polar bear, you're just dead. You've heard that too, right? Like if it's
But let's
white.
be real here. The ice is melting, so who's dead now?
Oh damn! They're gonna swim over.
Yeah. Dude, that's the craziest stuff. I don't know if you ever seen this, but like, so because there's no ice, global warming, whatever you want to call it, like the ice is melting, so polar bears can't be on the water, so they're coming more inland, right? Well, now they're like mating with like grizzlies because they're like coming in from the ice. Those bears are like,
Wait,
insane.
there's polar bears like, you're talking about like Alaska or.
Yeah, or whatever, like northern, like are mating with grizzlies because they're
What
not
the
sharing
heck?
the same habitat because the polar bears can't be on ice anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like those bears are crazy.
Making some like hybrid
yeah.
crazy bears.
Wait, Alex, do we have a law?
Oh yeah, so like public is fine. Like,
Okay, so you don't have to get permission.
No.
Well, what about Danny Duncan? Bro's always no. I'm just kidding.
Why? What do you,
No.
I was gonna say no. I think you see people. Who
Yeah, it's when you
record-
take a jet ski on a private pond. I think that's when they get mad.
Oh,
Well, it's
Well,
yeah,
we've
it's
got a
if
private
it's
pond and
private
I give you
property, it's
permission.
different.
Let's go.
there we go.
That's what I was like. We just always record at your private pond, then we never have to.
There we
worry
go,
about
dude. Half my videos that I had were at my private pond. I've got
There
a
you go.
video that had like 15,000 likes and
Yeah,
or
yeah.
not 15,000 likes, 15,000 views.
Okay.
Which is like crazy
That's
for me
crazy.
or whatever.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, no way. And it was just like me fishing at my pond or whatever. I think it has like some. I forget, it's like some.
See, my
clickbait
eyes video
title.
is just a Clash of Clans how-to video.
You have one with a whole bunch of likes too. That's Clash. My friend, Owen. I don't know if you've met him before. I probably brought up Owen before. He's like one of my best
Okay,
friends.
I don't think I've met him.
He's got a YouTube channel that he still uploads to like once a year or something, just kind of for whatever. And it's it's called Two Actioneers because it
Okay.
was made with him and another one of his friends
Yeah.
that well funny enough, they're the two of the guys that I go skiing with too.
Okay, yeah.
But he uploaded a video when he was in like 6th grade. It's how to drive a manual 4-wheeler. So it's a video on like the worst GoPro you could buy, like of his helmet, and it's just like how to shift, use the clutch.
Which you need.
Like 250,000 views. Insane. The how-to videos are. Maybe
goated.
that's the key.
They're goated.
Maybe I should just become like a how-to video.
I don't remember what
or a
mine.
how-to channel.
I don't know how long ago. Wait, Alex is smirking. Did you pull it up or are you just laughing?
No, I had to not pull up the video.
Okay. You don't have to pull it up, but I'm just no. But mine was it was so Clash of Clans, which I know you've played Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
It came. You know when they came out with the blimp or whatever that like the other
siege machines.
No, what is it? The stupid clan wars, not the clan wars, but there's that other.
Oh, the clan capital.
Thank you. Yeah, that thing.
I like that.
Alex, why are you laughing?
Well, because I started typing in how to, and I'm just looking at your history right now.
Wait, hit us with some history, unless it's really bad. I don't think
It's not bad. It's
yeah.
just
Okay. Give us top 5.
So there's only 4. Well, technically 3 because one of them is the same lookup.
Okay,
So we got
okay.
number
I just
1
misspelt something.
is how to train your dragon music.
Hey, Dad, I'm on a podcast. Okay, wait. Sorry, go.
Yeah, so how to train your dragon music is number 1.
Oh yeah. That was literally from 2 nights ago. That's what I was talking about when I was saying that I literally was sleeping in my sister's guest room, and I was like, something feels off, and I just put a headphone in and started listening to How to Train Your Dragon.
Nice.
Okay, continue.
So then we got how to set up my microphone for music vocals.
Dude, yeah, continue.
And then how to change f-stop on Sony ZV.
Oh, that's when I was about to kill myself because the f-stops were different, and I didn't realize there was I couldn't find the button to switch, or I couldn't remember what button it was, and I literally looked it up a million times, nothing, and I'm like, I'm literally, they're different, they're different colors and everything. Okay, but let's see, what was the other one? What was the middle one? Music. I'm trying to figure out how to I have the equipment to record audio music for vocals and stuff because I think what I want to do, I just want to try it is get a track of a song and then record my vocals over it that
do
I
covers?
am the covers but for musical type stuff because it's if I want to do acting I'm probably gonna need something like
Yeah,
that.
have you had a bank of different songs that you covered or something you're talking about?
No, I have songs that I'm looking at, but I don't know how to make it sound good. I have a couple test runs and I'm okay, it's almost there, but something's
get
off.
the audio nice
just
and crisp.
Obviously I know people do AI or not AI, but they just edit their sound of their voices and stuff. And mine is there's something in the audio before that it just sounds not right. Because this part sounds right, so I just have to figure out how to do that. But that's my next project, I think.
Yeah,
for
you need to go to a studio or something.
Yeah, and I have people that are into audio, but I just need to be yo, what do we got? Or maybe I just be hey, can I come to your studio that you got? Can we run a couple songs or whatever and see what they're? Because I know also they're everyone just wants to do something that they learned in school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is me doing something I learned in school. You know, I for you, finance.
Yeah.
You want to do something. You know, it's I want to help people financially.
It's fun to be able to apply it because you just learn it in school and it's well, I don't know if this is actually gonna apply to the real world, especially with the finance stuff. I feel your major, radio, TV, film and stuff, is so everything you learn is applicable. You know,
that's crazy. I feel it's the other way around.
Really?
Yeah.
With my finance stuff,
your,
it just seems some of the stuff I'm never going to use. It's why do I have to know this weird term and I have to memorize it for a test or something? But so much of your stuff is hands-on. You get to actually do it.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
I find it so it's hard. So I'm one of 5 kids, 6 kids now. But both my older sisters, one of them's a teacher, the other one's a nurse. My brother Isaac, he wants to go to PA school, I think is what his route
What's
is.
PA
looking.
School?
Physician's assistant, so a doctor.
Oh, okay.
And then my youngest sister, my younger sister wants to be, I think she's finding her way into education and psychology, doing both. And then my youngest sister, she's in 6th grade, so she doesn't know what she's gonna do now. But but anyway, but it's all of those jobs are you graduate, you just go to the field that you're I'm a nurse, I'm going to heal people. I'm a teacher, I'm going to teach people. You know, it's for me, it's I'm an actor. No one wants me. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
You know, it's just
no, that's so hard.
And so it's for me, it's I learned, I learned this from my RTF degree. And then it's I also want to use my theater degree though. So it's how do I become an actor and all that kind of stuff, you know? So it's which I think is obviously for me, I haven't learned everything that I want to, or to feel successful, or to be able to like openly go to auditions and be like, yo, pick me.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's how I feel about it too, because I love the theater stuff and the acting, or like if I would choose a major at Oshkosh, it'd probably be radio, TV, film, because I feel like that kind of crosses
Like
everything.
If
like
you had to now, if you redid
like,
it,
well, not necessarily if I read it, I'd still do finance.
whoa. I wouldn't go that low.
No, but like out of the theater and the radio, TV, film, the two. Man, Jordan's just making me look like a loser right now.
No, I made you look better. I said we were losers.
Oh,
Yeah. Which
you go.
actually brings me back. Oh, I forgot. What was I going to ask you? Okay, wait. Let's go to this because I forgot what that is. Okay, so we've done some short films together.
Oh yeah.
How were your experiences on set?
Good. They were
Yeah.
positive. I mean, that was I only did the one.
Oh, I guess you did Duck
Well,
Duck.
I guess
Duck
we
Duck was a
did
TV
Duck
show.
Duck Live. It's a TV show.
Yeah.
That was super fun though.
Yeah.
And the last sketch we did was definitely my favorite.
What was that sketch?
The watermelon, that one? You
was
don't
that
remember
the
that one?
last
Yeah,
episode?
I think so. I think that was the last episode.
That was
That was my favorite one.
good.
But some of them
Yeah.
were rough, obviously more rough than others. But
the one I always think about with you and I was when you were the serial killer selling knives.
oh my gosh,
And I was just his hype man, but I had I don't know if my character actually knew what was going on or if he was.
dude,
just
I had
being
such a
hype man.
chopped haircut for that too. Like, I remember I don't know where I got my haircut, but it was like it's like yours
Yeah.
right now, but it was like a little bit longer on
Whoa,
top.
whoa,
It was
whoa,
so
whoa.
short.
Whoa,
No, I'm not
whoa,
saying it's bad. On me, it looks bad though.
Dude,
'Cause
I had
have
a
big
messed
forehead.
up haircut. Kind of looks like you're. That's crazy.
See, the thing is
That's
that
so funny.
my forehead's twice as big as yours though, so it looks like messed up.
Yeah.
But it was also like like it was long. I don't know. It just looked weird.
Don't
But
worry,
it's
I
fine.
have the video. We'll put it in the podcast.
Yeah,
so people
yeah.
can see.
I mean, it's really not that bad, but it's just like,
Don't do it.
what is it?
Yeah.
I'll like my mom and dad. I don't like tell them about all the different stuff I'm doing.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah,
tell
yeah.
them about it. Or they come watch my shows or whatever. But
Yep.
I didn't tell them about Duck Live, and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing this, Mister?" And I told them. They're like, "Oh my gosh, how can we watch it?"
Yeah.
And then they watched it, and like still to this day, I'll randomly walk in my house, and on TV will be like Duck Live. My mom is like watching it.
Are
I'm
they
like,
watching?
"Oh my gosh."
Are they watching Titan TV or are they watching?
Yeah, they
the
like-
recordings of it.
They like go on Titan TV, and then they like screencast
And
it to
go
the
to
TV or
the
something.
Duck Duck.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
yeah.
watch it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what the heck are you
Dude,
watching
I
this?
have we for one project that we had to do. This is my bad. It was our first project we had to do for live broadcasting. So we had to create our own like 15-minute live show, and Drake was the guest, and another person was the host or whatever, and they weren't really buying into the show, which was kind of tough if that's your host of the show, like not willing to buy in.
Yeah.
But I like sent out like a script and everything. I'm like, hey, this is like gave them a rundown of what we're gonna do or whatever. So we go live. And everything has to be virtual, and like that was part of it. Like you couldn't do any live segments or like in person. Like they had to be in like separate rooms, like so that it was like live, but like using your Zoom or whatever.
Yeah.
The equivalent of that, and they're just like our host is just in the room like this. Didn't realize we went live.
Oh.
So for the first like 15 seconds of our show, which runs on Titan TV still to this day, is our host just like and then we're like, and then we realized we didn't have like a way to connect with them audio, so we're trying to text them like using the text, like the code that we had in the program where they should be able to see it, but they just weren't looking there. And all of a sudden they you can tell their eyes drift and they're like, oh, welcome back, like they read it, but then they didn't catch the like, hey, like stop when you get to this part. So we had like stopped and like literally we cut to the intro and they keep reading the script. So we come back in and they're like 5 minutes into the show and we don't have a way to communicate that better than
rough.
text.
Oh my gosh.
And I remember being like, oh, ball. And like, I think we got them to like start over, but that was a rough experience. Like that was bad.
What was their reaction to that? Like when you told them you're 5 minutes in and it's not live?
I think they were like, well, they didn't care. So
They didn't care?
Yeah, they're like, it's not my project. I don't care. And I'm like, all right, that's good to know. Like that you have that commitment for us.
That's
But yeah, that was a crazy experience. Oh, here we go. I remember.
Okay.
Okay, so I talked with Drake about this a little bit at the end of his podcast.
Okay.
About a potential show that I was gonna be in, that I was also trying to convince you to also be in, which was the musical 1776.
Yeah.
And I remember allegedly we like. I said that, or we were in group chats, and I was like, hey, guys, I don't think I'm going to do it. Like, I don't think I'm going to have time, right? Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, oh, okay. And I know you were like, hey, you messaged me. You're like, hey, are you going to do it? And I'm like, I don't think it's going to fit my schedule. Like, okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it either, right?
Yeah.
And then auditions happen, and I talked to the directors, like, before auditions, and they're like, hey, if we don't get enough people or, like, talent's not there, like, would you be willing to come back? And I was like, only if you, like, really, right, need people or whatever. So I get the call of, like, hey, like, could you do it? And I'm like, okay, well, I know, like, I won't have to run on your schedule because I'll just be like, hey, these are the days that I could do it, you know? And so then they're like, okay, we have to get, like, a couple more guys. I'm like, I can, like, look around. I can talk to some people or whatever. And I knew that you didn't audition. And I'm like, hey, Luke. I'm like, thanks for picking up. I'm like, hey, I've got a proposition. I think I'm doing this musical. Like, I haven't made my decision, but I think I'm doing it. Like, is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I had already, like, a year before it happened, or a long time before it happened, when they first announced 1776, I was kind of already, like, people were already saying, I'm not going to do it. And so many people that I knew weren't going to do it. And I was like, well, Jordan, are you going to do it? Like, I'll do it if you do it.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know yet. And then, like, a week leading into the show, I don't know if you texted in the group chat or whatever, but you're like, I'm probably not going to do it. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to audition or stress about it. I didn't have anything prepared anyway. But I was like, I'm not going to audition. So then that, like, is gone from my mind, like, not doing it. Like, I've made the decision, I'm not doing it. And like I said earlier, like, I'm super indecisive. I'm indecisive about stuff. Dude, I remember, but I remember, like, going into the store, like, when I was, like, 5th grade with my mom, and we're like, to get, like, a Nerf gun or something, or, like, a toy. And I would walk around the aisles for 45 minutes. What? Trying, because I just couldn't decide. I was like, well, do I want to get this one? Do I want to get this one?
Well, are you you're an only child?
Yeah,
right?
I'm just an only.
That's different. I'm in a big family, so it was like,
so they're like,
everyone's got 5 minutes because 5 minutes equals 45 minutes.
Yeah, so it's just like I can trace it back to that kind of stuff too. But it's with that, it's like, okay, I already made the decision. And also with, like, a show like that, if you decide to do it, now you've got this huge time commitment.
Yeah, it's a time commitment.
And you might not want to do it or whatever. So I'd already made that decision. Then you called me up and you're like, hey, you want to do it? I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, they already reached out to me and asked me.
They had reached out before.
And I had other stuff going on too. Like, I'm playing other intramural sports and stuff now too, which wouldn't be a huge conflict, but it's just going to, like, throw another aspect into all of it. And well, if you want to tell the part where like, screwed me over.
So I'm calling Luke, and I'm like, I'm doing everything. I'm like, I like to pride myself. I'm pretty convincing. Like, I can use
convincing.
That's a new word. Look it up in the source. No, but like even like my parents, like when we were younger, it's like I was always the kid to be like, I'd come in with the research, like all that stuff. Like, I wouldn't just be like, hey, can I have this? I'd be like, this is why I should have this, like A, B, and C. And so usually I could get my way, or I would know when the perfect time to ask was when like either they like didn't want to talk to me, so they'd be like, yes, just like get away from me, or they'd be like in a good mood where I'd do something and they'd be like, yeah, you can do that, like you can treat yourself to. It's always playing video game, like the Wii 2010. So I'm talking to you, and I'm like, I could tell that I was like, if I get off the phone with him, I don't know if he's gonna like. I couldn't tell like if it was a yes or no. I need to know if it's a yes or no too. And then I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna do the show. So then I committed to the show, and I was like, I told the director, I was like, yep, I'll take the part that you offered me, kind of thing. And then I messaged you. I messaged you. I was like, hey, like I'm taking the part. Whatever, like you decide or whatever, cool. But just know that like it's not like we're both on the fence. It's like I'm committed, right?
Yeah. And I made sure, like, I was like, Jordan, don't feel bad because I don't think I'm gonna do it before you like commit. Remember, because I'm like, I've already made the mental decision in my mind. It's gonna be hard for me to switch or whatever. But you were like really trying to convince me. I remember you're like, these are the reasons, Luke. Look at it this way. Like, if you do it, the pros are this, that. And the cons are, I think you even had like cons in there too. Like I remember you were
I had to play both sides. That's how you get your trust of the person you're trying to convince.
No, but that was funny. That was that was like a
But then what came down to, you're like, hey, I'm going home like this weekend. I'm gonna talk to my parents, see what happens, right? So then that night I'm going to a jazz band concert with Josh, and we're talking or whatever, and I'm like, and I think we get brought up that I'm like, yeah, I think like sometime in May I'm gonna go to like a wedding or whatever for my friends, and I was like, maybe like if I had like an open ticket I'd give it to you kind of thing, and he's like, oh, when is it? And I'm like, oh, it's like May 13th, and then he's like, darn it, like that's when I'm doing my like one of my comps or whatever, and I'm like, oh darn. I was like, wait, it actually might not be May 13th, and that's when it started turning. I'm like, wait, I think it's May 3rd, and the show runs first, second, third, and fourth, and I'm like, I don't want to miss this wedding, and so I'm like, I like in the moment, I'm like, while I had the adrenaline's pumping and I'm not gonna feel like weird about it, I'm like, I called the director, I'm like, hey. She's like, hey, and I'm like, I got some bad news. She's like, oh. She knew exactly what it was. I was like, I forgot I had this wedding and I don't want to miss it, so like I'm not gonna be able to do the show. She's like, okay, like, but I felt good because it was like, instead of saying no, it was like, hey, I tried. It just doesn't work in my schedule, you know. But the first person I call after I hang up that, I'm like, I call you and I'm like, look, I'm not doing it. And you were like, dude, I didn't tell you yet, but I decided I wasn't doing it either. Yeah. I'm like, imagine I convinced you to do that show.
Oh my, I don't know what I would have done. I actually don't know. I think I would have just been like, I'm just doing it, whatever. Like, I know Drake's like, oh, he would have dropped for sure. No. I think I would have just, because it's like, what am I going to say?
Oh, reflex. That was crazy.
Well, no, I was going to say, like, what would I tell him, though? And it's, I don't know.
Yeah, because I had
at least that's when I was contemplating doing it or not. It wouldn't have come down to hopefully just you or whatever. Yeah. So it would have been like, you know, horrible. I mean, it really would have sucked, but at the same time.
But I was like, oh my gosh, imagine I convinced you to take the role. Yeah. And then it's like, I screwed you. I would have felt so bad. I would have laughed, but I would have felt so bad. I was like.
It would have been so funny, too, because looking back on it, you tried so hard to convince me.
I committed to the show.
And then 2 hours later, you're like, psych, I'm not doing it. Get wrecked or whatever. And you don't have an excuse either. Oh, that would have been.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going. I'm going. The wedding's that week. I'm going to that wedding too.
Yeah. I would have just told them like, hey, it turns out I'm related to one of Jordan's friends who's at that wedding, and I'm going. I'm going.
I'm dating I'm dating the sister. No.
Yeah, an hour ago I got in a relationship with one of Jordan's friends.
I tell you, swiping right to change your life. No.
Yeah. No, that was
sweet. Funny. Well, I don't think we have any other crazy things that happened for now. We could put a cork in it and come back to it another time. I'd love to have you on again. Maybe we catch you with Drake.
Oh yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. Yeah. There's a seat right there.
True. Yeah. I know he's a working man now, so we'll have to figure out a time that maybe we can all get on here. So with that, thanks everyone for watching the Jordan Whitrock Show. I appreciate it. If you haven't watched the other episodes, go check them out. If not, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow on Instagram, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next week. Peace.